pick when they expect the enemy to Lycan. That's what they did versus Execration, I believe.
10 seconds remaining.
Leaves them open for a lot.
We thought maybe Team Secret would lean towards picking Wisp, Caudle, or Shaker themselves, but instead they chose to ban out Wisp and Caudle, and then Team Liquid did them the favor of banning out the Shaker. So all three of the potential power heroes that we discussed in the last draft will not be present in this game.
No, I just kind of wanted to talk about like how they've been drafting with this GH, and maybe they like eventually had enough. Like we can't keep first picking this hero and trying to make our lineup work around it. Like Miracle had played like 14 or 15 heroes, different players, and they're just trying to fit in to GH as a playstyle. And now they're like, yeah, Lycan is a good hero, Night Stalker's a good hero.
Yeah, I mean, this lineup that we see out of Team Liquid, this is exactly what we've been seeing out of a lot of the group stage games. We saw it early in the winners bracket yesterday. Let's go with the Night Stalker and Lycan, make sure we have good vision for pickoffs thanks to Night Stalker. Let's make sure we have great push with Lycan, not going for right-click builds, but instead favoring the Necronomicon.
Yeah, this is what we saw IG beat Liquid with. They went for the Night Stalker Lycan, and we've seen it, like you said, multiple times. Yeah, they did. They had very good execution. I like the Batrider up against the Lycan. In general, it's a very tough lane stage for Lycan to match up against the Batrider. He doesn't have many options. And I'm a little bit surprised, maybe not so much surprised, I'm just curious because Night Stalker is not one of the heroes that I'm used to seeing GH on, but I think he can perform on that hero as well.
He's played it a little bit this tournament, and it is a hero that he can be active and have an impact on, which I do like for him.
I mean, he has 9.8k MMR, right?
Yeah, he can.
Hopefully he can play this Night Stalker.
He can handle it. I think it's. Let's not worry about GH. GH is going to do GH things. I'm worried about the rest of Liquid.
No, I think like I said earlier, right, that maybe they've been drafting too much around GH. But the reason is like, you know, they won these games where he's playing one of these heroes and he's just way too good on them.
How do you feel about the Lycan into the Witch Doctor? You know, Day9 was talking about the Necronomicon making a comeback on this hero, but that cask, the paralyzing cask, stuns those summons for quite a long time.
Yeah.
It goes both the ways, though, I feel like. At some point, sometimes when you're this Lycan, you run up to a Witch Doctor and, you know, he disappears.
Yeah,
you know?
2 or 3 shots, he's
You've
dead.
been there. You've been there. You know,
I think my
face.
positioning's usually pretty good.
Oh, yeah,
it doesn't
right.
happen to me.
Gotcha. I think it can go both ways. If the Witch Doctor, if you manage to get to some Ghost Scepter or something, it can be nice, but I think Secret are, they're investing in having good lanes, and I like this approach because I think that's what Team Liquid almost always does. I feel like Team Liquid, they rely a lot on having some quirky heroes that kind of put them ahead in the lane stage, and this allows them some time to get Miracle farm. And with this farm, they kind of take over the game.
This is also where Liquid has really done well in the group stage of this tournament, is this split push, summon style of Dota, and that's exactly what they're going to want here with the Night Stalker and the Lycan. Yeah, we see the bans from Secret, Puppey being so smart, banning out both Broodmother and Furion.
I mean, it's like Wisp, Caudle, and Broodmother are all 3 heroes that we've seen Team Liquid do amazing things with this tournament.
I think Puppey's done a great job this series adapting to his opponents, even yesterday as well in their match versus Execration. He really drafted, banned, and picked according to what his opponents liked, and that's a sign of a true drafter or a good drafter. And at TI, it's very, very important to play on your matchups. A lot of times, other tournaments throughout the year, you're very focused on yourself and building, and then the meta is always changing. But here at TI, you have this huge group stage to learn from, and you come into the main stage with your biggest guns.
He's had a few years of experience.
He's been around quite a while. It's not his first rodeo, that's for sure.
How long has Puppey been playing?
Dota 1? 10, 12 years?
15 years?
More than 12, I think.
Since it started, like he's played, and he's been at the top level
since the dawn of time.
Since the dawn of time, indeed.
IceFrog crafted Puppey right when he created Dota All-Star.
I really think this Witch Doctor pick is interesting because it seems like you pick it, and like these heroes are so good, this Night Stalker and Lycan, that they feel forced to pick him anyway. And
I've seen this a couple times from especially like VP. They first pick Witch Doctor or Ogre, very like neutral heroes that don't tell a lot about your draft, and then the second pick Batrider, which is a hero we find the slot being picked in a lot with that 4th pick, and then because it leads you into 2 more bans, but they chose to ban out summon heroes rather than bat counters. So we see the Oracle come out for what I would assume would be Kuroki?
Yeah.
And that's Oracle's ultimate can dispel Lasso immediately and from a pretty long distance.
And also in the lane, the stickies, if they add up too much. So is that a position 4 slaughter then?
No, the thing they might do, like if the Liquid's draft keeps going like this, like every hero is extremely good against Batrider, they might just want to put it on Japsor.
I don't know if we've seen Yapsor play a Batrider. How many?
No, he did it once.
Yes?
It didn't go too well, but...
They got a game to lose, right? You can risk it a little bit.
No, but the other thing, right, the standards, like if you have a Lycan and a Batrider, you kind of just want the Batrider to lane against the Lycan. But Oracle makes it a bit more complicated. I've seen Kesu do this before, though, so I think that's what they're going to do.
That's where I've seen Lycan struggle in this tournament, is when he doesn't get a good start in the laning phase. He just doesn't have the same kind of impact. The other team builds up all these armor items and 4 staffs, and they ended up just kiting Lycan around for the little damage he's able to connect with.
The problem with the Lycan Oracle lane is that they can't really kill the Batrider, right? Like if the Batrider is up there alone, he's gonna get a little bit of stuff, and you're trading 2 heroes for 1.
Is there any chance they put the Lycan in a different lane, say mid or something? Put that Snake Man up there, Venomancer?
Depends on the matchup.
Yeah, they have the last pick, right, Liquid? Yeah.
Yeah, last pick is gonna go to Liquid here. Secret's got to pick 2 heroes.
Chaos Knight.
CK at Illusion Hero. I've seen Illusion Heroes do very, very well against Venomancer. He just doesn't have a lot of AoE other than his ultimate.
None of Team Liquid's heroes have very good AoE. No, it's the Venomancer ult, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, you need the AoE stun, most of all. Like, if you slowly deal damage with the Poison Nova, you're all going to be dead.
Especially when CK gets up to having like a heart, like that Venomancer ult's just going to tickle him.
No, they don't have much lane push either, right? So they're going to have to fight if they don't fight.
So far, we all kind of like, we're Secret are right now?
I don't feel too strongly about other side right now. I think Liquid's getting a little bit more back to their roots, which I like to see. Still not picking very many disables, though. 0 stuns so far, once again from Team Liquid, which, look over here, we have 4 stuns from Secret.
Yeah.
I think stuns are important.
I also do. I've always been a big advocate of stuns. It makes the game easier. Like, Dota is a hard game, and it's hard to play Dota with people, but when you can stun someone, they're standing still, and you can just attack them. You
got that cool little stun bar now.
Chain stunning. Yeah,
it's like
made our jobs way easier.
Yeah, and the way it pans out in pubs is that every single person on your team waits for that first bar to go, and then you have 4 stuns stacked on the same person.
Yeah, it's, at least you didn't stack them all at once.
I know, right? Now, Chaos Knight is a hero we saw OG do amazing things with yesterday, and Chaos Knight is also so hard to stop once he gets farmed up, but of course with no good cleave, with not a particularly good way to farm, he'll need to be participating in lots of those mid-game ganks and fights.
I just feel like, is this Venomancer?
Oh, it's going to be Venomancer offlane, actually.
Is this, yeah, because is this the hero you want to give Miracle on, like, potentially
no.
Do you want to give him Venomancer? Doesn't feel like it, right?
Are you Dragon Knight here? How do you feel? They banned out Invoker, which we saw OG last night. I think they ran CK Slardar and Invoker, right?
I think he looks strong right now.
You like DK?
I think it looks strong. Potential, could be some, I don't know, Necrophos or something. I'm not sure how they would lane that, but...
Timbersaw banned, that makes you think they want to melee mid. Oh, Phantom
Yes, a comfort hero.
More illusions.
More illusions and no AoE from...
Now it has to be Miracle, right?
Yeah, and he needs to be able to clear some AoE. Sven is banned out from...
they're fast, though. Here we go. Oh,
Alchemist. That's something.
I've gone out on an Alchemist before, man.
They got their first stun of this series, yeah.
Well, at this point in time, Miracle is mid with Alchemist. Let's see if he can have one of his first games on the main stage where he is the core carry to bring his team to victory, or will Team Secret close out with a convincing 2-0? Now that the draft is actually done, I give you casters permission to start your commentary.
Thank you very much, Sean. I almost had a heart attack in my rush to put on my headset when he said commentators.
You were just, getting ready, prepared, and suddenly the draft is beginning and going to us.
John, you can't kill us that easy, much as you might try. Dota is alive, and so too, at least for now, our team Liquid here, Lumi. But is this the draft?
I mean, this is a very risky draft. I think it might have been the best pick they could have gone, because if they try to go for an AoE stun like the panel suggested, think of Lina, something like that. I don't think it's going to be enough by herself to handle both Chaos Knight and PL. So they're saying, look, forget about the stuns. We're going to just beat you in a different avenue. And that different avenue is going super late with Alchemist, and hopefully they could dodge all of the ganks, all of the fights up to that point.
Is it a good out game? Like when you look at Alk, it's like how early can he farm? Is he going to be able to stay alive? Who can he give Aghanim Scepters to? Do you think this is a good out game?
No, I don't think it's a good out game, because you got a lot of physical damage coming your way. However, you do have Oracle, which is one of the best Alchemist partners. You know, you throw that false promise, you got a ton of heal just from the regen. It's not a good draft, but it's a draft that they have to play.
All right, let's see if Team Liquid can make it work. Backs against the wall. They got to take 2 here if they want to stay alive. They'll search for that.
So many storylines with these two teams.
I know. There's some. I think like the first big storyline for me is just these young guns that have taken their teams deep in this tournament. You know, we saw the profile of Miracle. He has been here before, but you've got GH, and of course I think for YapzOr, like his first
two of the most talented
shot at TI, where he could potentially make a deep run with his team, and they have both had amazing tournaments up until this point.
YapzOr was saying at his winning interview yesterday, you know, both him and Miracle from Jordan, after this game, perhaps after this series, one of them are going home, so representing the home country a little bit.
Good news for the Jordanian fans is one of them will be moving on, so they have someone to root for if they're very...
Yeah, he was saying, you know, he knows a lot of people from home will be watching this match, so it's...
A lot of people around the world are... I mean, that's just one storyline. You've, of course, got Puppey versus Kuro. Puppey draws first blood and gets that initial jab off, but we'll see if Kuro can respond here. Beyond that, I guess, Lumi, we're going to look at the lanes now. So it was a 5th pick PL. There isn't a whole lot of illusion clear. That's something the panel mentioned briefly. You talked about it not really being a good out game. Is it a good PL game?
For sure. You have no illusion clear. You could jump in and without... There's so few stuns. There's 1 stun to be exact on the side of Team Liquid that, you know, you could be very bold with the way that you play with your double ganger and things like that. So it's a great PL game.
So look at the way the lanes are being set up now. Secret are going to run the safe lane Batrider for KheZu. They go aggressive, dual, maybe tri-lane, depending on where YapzOr opts to spend his time. Speaking of YapzOr, already creeping around near mid. He's got the boots. He has skilled up the crush, so it does not seem like he's really going for a courier snipe here. More interested in the early harass. The game plan from Secret seems to be, don't let Miracle have a good time. And so far, well, it's certainly working in that regard. Already 2/3 of his health gone.
Yeah. Surprised there wasn't a Phantom Lance. I guess Midrun felt that he was going to be able to right-click for more damage.
Did skill the rush up early here, and they are going to rotate GH now as...
Yeah.
Of course, they do have a little bit of assist here.
Kuro needs to TP bottom as well. This lane is not going to be possible for a Lycan on zone. And something that the panel touched on is that they haven't seen a Lycan do well on the lane stage. Don't go well for him.
Certainly tough to balance your resources and make sure both of them have a good start. And of course, the other nice thing, I guess, for Liquid, what might help salvage these lanes is that the Veno is a very difficult hero to pressure, even for a Batrider.
Yep.
Do you see this Veno playing rather aggressively early on? No points in the Plague Ward, but you've got to imagine it is coming soon as Matumba Man in danger in the bottom lane. Almost taking down to the Maldic. Forces out the Kuro TP, and he will pop on that last tick.
Liquid, or level 1 Maledict is not something that does a ton, but they did a lot of damage onto him before that point, so.
Oh, that is costly. And I think even worse, Lumi, like we also see the TP coming in, so.
Lane switch.
He does, I guess, get the experience out of this Kuroki, but now opens up some opportunities elsewhere as they try to pressure KheZu in the top lane, the Batrider. Being harassed a bit, even for now at least, committing the Howl. And as you mentioned, it will be a full-on lane switch here. Mind Control is going to evacuate top.
But here's the thing, you're switching a Lycan into a Batrider lane. Like, is that any better?
That might even be worse, arguably.
Yeah, I mean, Batrider has the level advantage. Matumba Man doesn't even have boots, so if KheZu stacks, like, let's say, 4 or 5 stacks onto Matumba Man, you could just run him down. They're actually going to dual lane up top here. They fire off the Gale, but the tower is smartly choosing to attack Mind Control, so they can't even dive him there either.
Genius tower. KheZu, thanks you for your service. They start to descend on mid. They're looking for the Miracle kill. Good Void comes out, keeping YapzOr out of range of Crush, but now the Lance follow-up. That should secure it with MP joining the party. Multiple core lanes, apparently the order of the day, as they are still dual laning top with Mind Control. Almost transitioning into that support role. Kuro's just being given the bottom lane solo. He says, I'm going to carry this one.
Oh, the 2 captain wants a true 1v1. Let's go. 5 position supports, last hitting. Get in there, boys.
The Kuro Puppey fight. Thing of dreams. Only at TI7.
Yeah.
Only at TI7.
I mean, to be serious for a second, though, like, this is not the way that Team Liquid wants to have their lanes. They have a 1 and 3rd position player laning together at the top lane. Mind Control's playing the zoner here.
I don't think they're going to go on Kezu again. The pressure continues. He does have the Firefly, though. Do they actually want to dive for this? They try to take him now, force out that TP, and Puppey is here looking for the response. Lays him with the Maledict, but Kezu probably too low to chase this out. Lobs with the Flame Break. Mind Control did stick up. Probably should be fine, but that Maledict packs a punch. Maybe not. One more hit.
Woo! Okay.
Panic TP didn't actually even get into the fountain there initially, but fortunately for him, he will survive. It's so uncommon to see two cores laning together that we just assumed it was a lane swap. Like, you really never see this in Dota nowadays.
Yeah, this shows that Team Liquid is really lost in terms of what they could be doing in the lanes. And I think Team Secret is just one step ahead. Like, look at this move by YapzOr. Like, he knows that, hey, Stack is coming, he's going to block it. I feel like Team Secret is just one step ahead everywhere.
They are getting pretty heavily out-farmed as well, with the Cast Knight already at 20 CS. YapzOr is being pursued, though, as that first nighttime clicks in, and perhaps... Oh, no, YapzOr denying him the Arcane Rune, as he does get the crush off. Still the pursuit. GH very committed, and he will get the kill. Salvaging the game, keeping Liquid in it for now. Try to batten down the hatches a bit here. The good news, Lumi, Miracle is farming well. All the crazy lane shenanigans we saw earlier, it has allowed him to just sit mid and hit creeps, and now he's getting a little assistance from GH as the Howl comes out, continues to pursue it. Mid one looks to answer back a lot of damage with that first Spirit Lance. TPs are coming in. Puppey's going to rotate. Even that is just opening up the other lane. So this first nighttime, getting Liquid back in the game.
Before things get a little bit too crazy, I do want to mention that Liquid once again does have the combination of Night Stalker and Lycan. You can just turn into Night anytime you want with the Darkness, and then of course it makes the Howl doubly effective during Night. So a little bit of small something, but something that they have to count on.
Mind Control, does fog them, at least for now, but YapzOr on the case, gets up the crush. Kuro coming in, looking for the save. The Maledict's there, but it is already level 2. GH arriving as well, but he's running into 3. Not sure this is a fight he wants to take. In fact, YapzOr was looking for the second kill. The crush was still cooling down, gets away to safety. Mid one continues to bully Miracle, who does not have his level 6 yet. Has to be careful he doesn't overplay his hand. Behind in the experience department as YapzOr lurks, waiting for GH to come through, but actually Liquid have brought 3. He needs to get out of here. Gale comes in, and with that, Liquid score another kill, climbing back into this game. This nighttime has really salvaged things.
It has, and there's still 2 minutes left of it, so let's see if GH could do a little bit more.
Overall, for Secret, is this expected that you're going to struggle this first nighttime? Are you at all worried if they're them? Are there any adjustments they need to make in your eyes?
I feel like they played the first 4 minutes very well. I think they definitely got way more kills than they should have gotten with the girls that they have. Hold that thought here, as Puppey will have to turn on the heal as he runs away from GH, but perhaps a bait flies over.
Flapping away, but the Maledict is going to take him down. And Puppey has been a force on this Witch Doctor, and he was a force in game 1.
Yeah, what a skill build coming out from the Witch Doctor as well. 2 points in Maledict, 1 point in Voodoo, and 1 point in Cast. This is definitely not the standard build, but hey, he's finding it, correct use for every single situation.
I mean, it is, but at the same time, like, the standard Lycan build is not to get the Wolves early, so, even if he needs the Cask later, he'll have time to go back for that.
Yep.
And Witch Doctor's heal and Cask are both pretty decent value points as far as they go. Like, just getting that stun in and of itself is a huge upgrade for the hero, and
sure,
the heal level 1 is quite strong.
Oh my god, this is a huge play by the Bat Rider. He's stealing the stack away from the Alchemist.
Bone7 is smiling. This is a move
this is what he does.
Dates back to him.
Yep. Oh, there you go. There goes that Alchemist stack. That's like 200 gold.
They want Miracle. His Chemical Rage on's cooldown, but in comes GH, looking for the assist. Now Puppey's the one who's run over. GH again, making more movements once more. GH trying to play the hero, and GH doesn't quite get mid one, trying to take it down.
One more hit.
GH is a goddamn hero. He scores the kill. He'll pay with his life, but well worth it for the PL. Mind Control, though, might have overextended. Indeed, he will. So the Venomancer drives by. He's going to die in the lane. I mean, you can't ask for more from GH. This guy single-handedly dragging Liquid on his back into the game.
Yeah, and he has to do so because their lanes are just so bad, the way that they were constructed. And they are in the game. Miracle does have the boots finish, upgraded, going for the standard armlet. He's now going to go into the jungle and get the bad news that, hey, my camp's taken. Again, Team Secret, even though they gave away a couple kills in the nighttime, I still feel like that was okay, especially the fact that Batrider took that stack away is what gives me the win for Team Secret.
Technically, Liquid, their first lead of the game, at least their first substantial tick towards one, as they have completely erased that early Secret progress. But now we enter the next phase. It is, again, daytime. And Secret can use this time to farm up. We're going to see MP building towards a fast armlet here on the Chaos Knight, as the mid one continues to pressure in the mid lane. Has the Arcane Runes, so those very low cooldown spears keep on getting pumped out. It's going to force GH to TP away. Not a scary creature at this time. The Secret look to ramp up the push. Not the best pushing lineup, Lumi. That's something Secret really do struggle with outside of perhaps the Phantasm. That they have to get an overwhelming advantage to take these structures down.
Not a good pushing paper on lineup, but then what if like they just put illusions in front of your building? What is Team Liquid's answer? They don't really have one, so...
It's slow progress, but
it will eventually take down the building.
And they do chip it down, only to half HP, but nonetheless, progress for them. As elsewhere, Liquid are using this time to farm out. Mind Control trying to get back in the game, only got 2k net worth. Vitamancer, with all the rotations he had to make, is just maxing out the Plague Wards. We're not going to see the extra points in Gale and Sting, like we saw from the mid-Veno previously.
Gonna go for mid-1 on the mid lane, but again, there's so very little control for him. He just jumps away.
Now a smoke, Secret making their play. They want Matumba Man. Does have the shapeshift. They're going to have to chain stun him. The lasso's available. They want the wolf, and they'll get him, at least initially, pulling him up onto the high ground where Puppey is lurking with the Maledict. The crush comes through. Kuro to the rescue, though. I don't think Matumba Man dies just yet, and now he chases forward. Wants a piece of Puppey, looking for vengeance. The Witch Doctor's overextended, but YapzOr trying to at least get the deny out there. Not going to happen now. YapzOr on the run as well. They hound him. They pursue in force. A little bit too far. They are going to back away now, and on the chase is MP. Back the other direction we go. Ping-ponging onto Mind Control.
He's got ult.
The short duration stun, and now gets up the poison over the crush. Connects on only one. The Snake Man's down. Secret going to back away for now. But this is all buying time.
Yeah, this is a
Miracle is farming.
Very good fight for Team Liquid. You know, like you mentioned, Miracle hasn't even needed to join any single fights. I think Team Secret definitely overestimated what they could have done taking a fight at the enemy shrine. Great TP coming in from Kurogi tapping that shrine. And once that shrine is activated, that Maledict really doesn't do much of anything. So good 1-for-1 trade for Team Liquid. And checking on Miracle's farm, he's up to 1500 with Armlet and Treads upgraded. Hey, they might be actually able to do it.
And looking at the tower now, Glyph gets forced out. No darkness available. It is still daytime. Imagine Liquid might want to wait to fully contest this, but with the catapult, hell, they might try it now. Chemical Rage active. DD Rune can be popped. Last hit to Miracle. Give him almost 2,000 gold halfway to the Relic.
Can he make it out, though?
But can he get away? It certainly seems that case.
Okay.
Who's the big boy now? Miracle just absolutely shreds him, and the chase goes forward, looking for more.
Well, I don't know if Miracle's going to pop off this game, but that's a good start, you know? Tower last hit.
Doing it during daytime as well. Secret just not respecting him.
Top lane looks like they're trying to pick a dive for Matumba Man, but no blink just yet here on the Batrider.
Kazu did opt to go for the drums first. Flying out now. And mid one also rushing the Diffusal Blade, so not even going to upgrade the boots here. Go for any stat items outside the Aquila. Just wants to get that Diffusal out as quickly as possible.
Moving on from this point in the game, I think Kuro's positioning in fights is going to determine whether Team Liquid has a chance or not in this game. He is public enemy #1. He's the one that's providing the spells as well as save for the rest of the team. And there's so many heroes that you easily get behind him. You know, of course, mid one with his Diffusal Blade, Chaos Knight with Reality Rift, as well as the Slardar kind of just coming in the back line. So,
speaking of that Slardar, GH again on the prowl here. Has the phase boots picked up. Always a threat to flap over the trees. So when is Secret's next move? Is the Diffusal Blade the armlet at that point? Do you just go? Do you start taking those fights? Or?
I think you're waiting for the blinks from Slardar or the Batrider.
Okay.
You really need a hard initiation to find the right target, whether that is Kurogi or somebody else, and go for the quick kill. I think if you're relying on Diffusal Blade or drums, that's not fast enough to get the right initiation off, and Liquid can come in, you know, whether via tower TPs or just good positioning of their own to kind of take a good fight. You don't want to fight into an Alchemist lineup when you don't have enough, because if you just die to an Alchemist lineup, you just give him more time to farm, and that's a recipe for disaster.
So Puppey does continue to just keep on maxing out this Maledict. Now level 3. Still only the 1 point in the cast, and could become very relevant here as Matumba Man is building towards the Necro book. This has increasingly been the more popular build. We've seen a lot of players shying away more and more this tournament from the Armlet Mask of Madness. As GH prowls through the dire jungle, hunting for that next opening. Diffusal Blade is nigh. MP's Armlet only a few creeps away, so those 2 big early combat items for Secret about to come out. But Liquid the ones on offense. Grouping up behind Miracle, they look for this tier 1 top. With the tower falling, Radiance will be nearly complete. In fact, Puppey in a bit of danger, lobs out the Maledict, but then gets silenced up, and GH pursues onto the high ground. Really wants to force it, perhaps he's been baited in a bit too far. Cast coming out, Maledict ticking in, and will pay with his life.
Space created.
But space for the tower.
I mean, you just dove into a tier 3 for a 1-for-1 trade, and you got 2 teleport scroll from a 4 position.
And you got the tower, you got the Radiance.
Give him that chat wheel, man. Space created. Well done. And he needs to do that. Space.
He's not that kind of player. He lets us play just talking.
Well, Miracle has the Radiance online, 14 minutes and 30 seconds with Treads upgraded as well as Armlet. Not the best time ever, but very, very serviceable given how the laning stage went, right? Remember, you gotta keep in mind that Matumba Man got first blood at bottom, or he got killed bottom. They had to lane with a Veno for a while. That was just not a good start. They're still in the game.
Definitely not a part of the plan, but it's working out all the same for Liquid. However, the change-up could be upon us momentarily as they look for GH here. Amp damage coming through. Kezu, no blink though. Can't wrangle the vampire.
Kezu's not going for blink. He's going for a Yule Scepter. What do you make of that?
The Night Stalker?
No. I mean, but you're a Bat Rider. Your job is to initiate. I guess he feels that, look, there is an Orgo on the other side. He gives respect to Kuro that he feels that he won't be able to get off very reliable initiation. That he just want to itemize in a different manner, but then you have a Bat Rider not at 100%.
The Slardar is about to get it. So Yapzor very close to his blink, and to be fair, like their lineup's good at chasing, right? With the PL,
yeah,
Diffusal Blade, even Chaos Knight, a decent chaser.
I mean, you're just putting a lot of stock on that Slardar being able to get that initiate off.
Well, they got the scan that might give them the opportunity here. At the same time, it's nighttime, and GH knows he can see when Secret just creep towards that ward. So Liquid constructing a fairly safe push here, plopping down the Serpent Wards. And now Darkness falls. Do they commit? Liquid thinking about it. Secret still want to hold this tower. They conga line through the trees. Yapzor in position for his blink debut. Can he sneak up? Kuro would be an ideal target. The smoke actually, I believe, just got a little too close to mind control Kuro across the tree line. Instantly, you see Liquid are confident to back away. They see no one farming elsewhere. PL's still off in the jungle. BOT's coming next for mid 1, so Secret won't find their opening. At the same time, they do hold the tower.
How far do you think he'll need to be to take over this game? Especially against CK, PL.
I mean, he has an Oracle behind him, right? And they do have like the Lycan Owl as well, so I think they have some ways to help him tank up.
So do you feel it's more about how the rest of his team play rather than, you know, how farm he gets?
I think it's more about the Oracle.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, they have a lot of damage, right? They have amp damage, great against Alchemist, who has relatively
They're running a mid 1 up top here.
Armor, but here comes the chase onto mid 1. They want to kill up this PL.
And they will get it.
Huge pick off, no punish as Kezu just walks into the Necro army. Yapzor even trying to get his blink off, but constantly the minions are a problem. He's got to crush him back away.
Alchemist is joining the fight.
Though, still get the jump onto GH. Matumba Man wants to take this fight, not into that Maledict. That's not going to happen.
coming in with their 1 stun. They're going to go on. Nice dodger by MP. They're going to try to walk it off. Miracle's chasing. He doesn't have his ultimate. They can turn on him right now.
Good snare by Kuro, but now the Death Ward coming through. Kuro's down, and Liquid have to retreat. The stun lopped out. God, if they had the PL, Secret would be diving so hard right now, but they just don't have the pursuit.
Matumba Man still standing in a very forward position. Kuro is out of the fight. They get picked off very fast, and that's the state of the game where you look like, you know, we just want to have more stuns, you know? How do you chase in a situation like that?
Just patiently, you know, I think you can be content with the PL kill.
Yeah.
You don't have to go for more at that point.
And I think they shouldn't have. As soon as they miss their stun, we're going to watch that one more time. They do go for the Night Stalker to start things off. And then you see the Alchemist coming down from the river. The stun will miss. And right at that point, I think it was time to back off. Yeah.
By MP. Because Reality Rift does have a bit of like a cast animation compared to, say, a Manta.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, the Alchemist stun isn't, you know, the fastest traveling projectile, so.
Well, Yule's now complete. So while you might want to see a blink from Kazoo, this could be a tool to keep that Oracle out of the fight as long as possible while they try and focus Miracle down. See how it pans out for Secret. Still, though, feels like overall they're kind of playing Liquid's game, right? It's a good out game. There's some big Aghanims upgrades here. The Venomancer Ags upgrade is great. The Night Stalker one, fantastic. And
do you want to play that game right now on the main stage? Who do you want to give the Ags to first out of his allies? I mean, my vote is on the Night Stalker, but
I definitely think you need a plus armor item. Like, you're not going to rush an Ag.
Oh, no, no way. Like, I'm talking about once he's comfortable with his item slot and he's feeling rich, start to dole out some Ags.
Yeah, I think so. I think Night Stalker is probably the ideal one, just because against Batrider, the vision is so important. You cannot let him get the jump. Secret are smoked up, though. They haven't been particularly successful in these smokes, but they're going to try it again. Scouting out Matumba Man, but look at the positioning of Kuro Lumi, tucked in the trees, up above his core. Liquid are definitely anticipating Secret's movements well now. And they haven't been able to find that big fight. You know, the way their lineup works, they want to just catch a hero out and then keep on chasing everyone down with defusal charges, reality rips, the Batrider pursuit. But in fact, the charge going the other way. Mid one is being forced back. They got the armlet, they got the defusal, they got the drums, Yules, and the blink on the Slardar, and they're just not fighting.
Yeah. They're definitely respecting the fact that there is quite a bit of vision on the side of Team Liquid.
Is there a way to deal with that for Secret? Like anything they can do to get vision back?
I mean, you could put down wards, but as soon as Night Stalker press Darkness, you know, a lot of your vision is just gone. Mind Control could plop down his own wards as well, to like that, just to give him a little bit of extra sight outside of the Roshan pit. They know Rosh is going on, but it's hard to initiate it. And this is a spot where you wish Batrider has a lasso, Blink Lasso rather.
Well, they're trying to bring in the whole gang, but by the time they get to the pit, it's already too late. Instead, they're going to go in mid, blocking down GH, and in a flurry of attacks, he should die. No Kuro's there with the save, but a 3-hero crush from Yapsor. A godly play by him. Still GH stays alive for a while, almost killing off Puppy, and now the chase is on. Liquid see an opening with that Venomancer ult committed, MP dropping low. Do they drive forward? Mid one, kiting them from the side. However, he could get stunned here by the Al. The crush comes through, looking for the save. And now, isolating Miracle, but he's just going to Manta and retreat. Still is the Aegis as well. Secret have to gang up here and try to rely on that Puppy heal to get them back towards safety. They do get the mid-one kill in the end. They hang on, at least for now, to the Aegis.
Yeah, great trade here, if you ask me, for Team Liquid. Got the enemy core, you lost 2 supports, whatever. Miracle didn't die, he has
They want
Aegis.
to go back in. Secret are thinking about it. They don't have the lasso. Who do they jump on first? In the back lines, it's Mind Control. Without the Poison Nova, he should be an easy kill, but Miracle's there to the rescue. Bails his buddy out, keeps him alive, and forces Secret on their heels. Do they have a stun? The Void's cooling down. Oh, almost got it. GH. Mid-cast animation. So 2 cores now down for Secret.
Another kill given to Liquid for free, basically, and they're going to lose buildings from it. If you fight into an Alchemist, you better be damn sure that you have enough to take him down. Or take his team down, and Team Secret had neither. Miracle, as soon as he pops that ultimate, they are able to take down the tier 2 and just start to farm off the enemy jungle. I think Liquid have stabilized. I think they might have able to recover from this game 2 situation. I mean, they're up 7k, and that might seem like a lot, but let me remind you of game 2 of, you know, the Liquid's last series, where there was an enemy Alchemist on the other side. They were up like 10, 15k, and Liquid eventually came back, but I think they have stabilized.
Oh, they find Kazoo now with the Void coming through. He goes for the Yules, but quickly getting purged off. Down he goes. Kuro on point. And Secret on the run, continually being picked off. The Wolves are scouting. Matumba Man knows there's additional heroes lurking here. He sounds the cry to chase forward. The BOT plays for Miracle, locking onto MP, looking to finish off the Chaos Knight. Liquid are going to get another. All of a sudden, 12 to 12, but that does not tell the story of this game.
No, it does not.
The raiding crew at least sniped something for mid one, a small consolation prize, but the real victory is all Liquid's right now as they continue to scratch and claw, try to force that game 3. They're definitely well back into this one. It's just crazy to think how it started. Puppey was walking around freely as a Witch Doctor, racking up kills. You had a dual lane Veno Lycan that was still almost losing, it felt like, to a Bat Rider.
I mean,
but things have changed.
I think one of the key points to point out, given how the game state is going, is that, yes, Team Secret was ahead from the laning stage, but they didn't really have heroes that could get further ahead. Like, sure, you did well in the lanes, but you weren't pushing towers, right?
They don't have like an anti-mage with the Battle Fury, an Alchemist with a Radiance, and they didn't have, you know, they didn't have the blink on the Bat Rider to even set up those kills, so they gave Liquid a little breathing room. And
I'm thinking more heroes like Pugna, right? Like, if you get well in the laning stage, you start blasting towers, you start constricting what Liquid could do, where they could farm.
True.
But they couldn't. I mean, eventually, sure, you have illusion heroes. Eventually, you can push tower, but that's eventually. That will take too long, and it did take too long. Liquid has had more than enough time. Unless Miracle makes some sort of big misplay, I think if he plays safe, this could be Liquid's game.
All does hang in the balance. Their TI lives very much on the line. They leave him mid for now, but the BOTs can bring him to join the team as Liquid commence their push. A little chip damage on bottom, taking a couple 100 points of health away from that tower. Still the tier 1 remains top, something that Secret would sure love to eradicate.
But they're going to lose a tier 2. Also, when I say Miracle needs to, you know, play good, same thing with Kuro, right? I'm kind of counting them as a joint unit at this point. False Promise for your Alchemist, that's the combo. Here we go, High Ground Siege.
Cast comes a bouncing, Puppey trying to slow this down, but Miracle is undaunted up front. At least for now, the Necro Book gets forced away, but already this tower has taken a heavy punishment. 900 health gone. Still the tier 1 health holds top, and now they chase after mid 1. Matumba Man sicking his minions on the PL. Gonna force him back as meanwhile these Alk Illusions, quite an infestation on the Secret side of the map, and they look perhaps for a little more. Alk stun lobbed out.
Very composed push. I think a lot of teams would have seen, hey, we're up on the high ground, we got the Lycan ult, we got the Wolves, we got the Summon, let's just take the tier 3, but Team Liquid recognizing that the enemy shrine is still up, they could be very liable to get backstabbed. Last time it was the Absol getting at, what, a 3-man Slithering Crush? That could just, you know, end their lead, so playing it very safe. Miracle does get the Corrosive Haze on him, but he could easily dispel that with the Mantis out. He'll probably do so soon.
So Secret identifying that they need 2 BKBs here. Mid 1 is going for 1 simultaneously. We do see MP has just completed his, just got the gold now. So they're going to go for another timing with the BKBs, look to really take the fight to Liquid. Do you think they'll be able to fight into Liquid with these, or are they still lacking?
To me, it isn't about the BKBs. Don't get me wrong, the BKB is going to be nice. Like, it's going to prevent the stuns from coming out. It's going to make heroes like Night Stalker as well as Venomancer somewhat ineffective. But to me, the ultimate thing is, are you finding Kuro? Can you kill him before he lets off his spells? Because once you kill him, then you have, you know, real methods to control Alchemist.
But they don't have the vision, right? Like, you've got on the side of Liquid, you have a Night Stalker and the Wolves constantly scouting, giving you information. Like, where's the vision for Secret? It's maybe an Amplify Damage or Corrosive Haze here or there, an Illusion scouting in the woods. Like,
yeah,
they don't have a great vision.
I mean,
here.
they have Bat Rider, it'll help a little bit. But I think this is where Shadow Blade helps, you know, from heroes like Slaughter or even the Bat. No-Tail has been a big fan of getting Blink Dagger on the Chaos Knight, where you could, you know, use for just your hero and also kind of pull your illusions into the fight if you want. Maybe that's something MP will consider, but it looks like he's going to just bulk up. He's going to go for the AC.
While he's bulking up, Miracle is already swole, banging away at this tier 2 top. Shiva's Guard complete. Octarine on the way. Alk at 22k net worth. All the problems he had early, they feel long gone. Liquid are now about to siege, grouping up top, shoving that lane in. Roche could be up soon, so they don't want to do it just yet. And Matumba Man's going to sprint to bottom, or at least thinks about it. 6th the Necro Book Inside this dire base, all the way to the tier 3
Gonna hit
tower.
tier 3, yeah.
For now, at least, there was a moment of backdoor, but that is gone, and now tower nearly down. If they kill this off, the Shrine's gonna be
One more hit.
One more hit, he does it! Oh, that is huge.
Yeah.
Shrine's been opened up. Instantly, GH is onto it.
But they might get backstabbed. Here comes Team Secret.
Secret could have found their opening here. The crush to start, and they catch up. Of all heroes, they catch out Kuro. That's really bad for Liquid. They need to retreat, get out quickly. GH, looking for the corrosive haze there, but he somehow manages to
Link
flat
in
away.
1 second.
Flame Break coming through is going to connect. He makes it back to safety. If it's only Kuro, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, the lanes are way too pushed. Look at Mind Control's position. You know, he's like, hey, I see Kuro gain jump. I'm going to just push top. Now you have to respond to that. As you're responding to that, our other lanes are going to get pushed out. Team Secret says this is our small opening to get the mid-wave push in and maybe look for a little bit more.
Gapsaur still hunting. Diving after the Night Stalker at nighttime. That is a tall order. Meanwhile, you see Mind Control infesting this top lane, just constantly shoving it in, trying to draw some heroes back, at which point his team can go and try to deal with some shrines. So the BKBs are complete now. When do Secret get their next fight? They're not itemizing to play greedy. They're not trying to really itemize to just farm their way back into this. That's never the ideal scenario against an Alex to try and play his game, but they continue to slip behind the longer that clock runs. And now MP getting caught out here, silenced up. Alk stun coming through. It's not the longest duration. The Shiva's connected as well, but he gets back to safety. Now it's Puppey who's caught out. Do they turn? Do they fight? When will Secret make their stand? It's not now. Puppey's down. MP hesitates, blows the BKB, still goes down, and it's off to the races. Matumba Man charging in. They can descend on this tower, and a flurry of auto attacks look to bring it down. They force mid one on his heels. Liquid turn back for objectives now. Focus, eyes on the prize. Single-minded. They just want these towers. They want the racks. They don't care about Secret's heroes. It's an even game in kills, but that's not Dota. Dota is a game of buildings, and that's exactly what Liquid are taking down. Melee racks have fallen. They want more. Looking for the range. They still stick around. They're not even hesitating for the time being. The range will drop and still no sign of answer.
They could maybe get Matumba Man on the way out, but I think they're happy to sacrifice him. No, they're going to leave him.
Lasso still available, but Kuro just sits back waiting with the false promise. He's going to get Yules, and now the Lasso comes through, but Kuro purges it off anyway. Matumba Man going to be able to walk away freely. Maybe GH doesn't even go down here. Secret are committing their BKBs, potentially their lives, to this hold, and it seems like they're losing. They even tried up, but the Alk stun comes through. Miracle on the onslaught here, charging forward, forcing Secret back. Mid one wants to fight. Still, BKBs have been expended. Is this really their time? But Matumba Man's at full HP right now. The Lance comes through. I think Liquid are content to back away, but they need that shapeshift. They're still trying to kill him. Finally, he'll get that kill, but doesn't really feel like it matters. Buildings have fallen. Heroes have died. Long duration BKBs expended. Roche is about to respawn. I don't know that Secret are in position to contest it, Lumi.
Yeah, I feel like Team Liquid gave away a little bit too much there. There was no reason to... if GH dies, you know, whatever. We're going to watch the team fight one more time. I believe this is just going to be the first half of the team fight where Team Liquid feels like they're strong enough and they're going to just run at them. There is no response whatsoever from Team Liquid. Sorry, Team Secret. Team Secret play much better when they're the one that's initiating with the Bat Rider, with the Slaughter. And that was just Liquid flexing. They're going in. Not much of Secret.
I mean, you can see the idea there for the Bat Rider of Kezu. Yules up the Oracle and then just go on somebody. But the range is long enough with the Aether Lens that Kuroki can still easily just purge that Lasso off.
Had they done that like maybe 10 minutes earlier, that would have been a good plan. But sure, you Yules up the Oracle, but you're not killing people fast enough before he comes down.
That is the other thing.
Yeah. Like, what is your burst damage on the side of Team Secret? I guess the Chaos Knight.
It's a reality room.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
You know, he was struggling to get into the right position at a team fight as well.
So Liquid get one. Now they want the Roche. Bottom lane, remember, is exposed. Mid lane, still the tier 3 stands. It's going to be a tough siege for Secret to stop here, Lumi. Especially if an Aegis Cheese is a part of it. But really, how does Secret get near the pit? They got to worry about these lanes pushing in. There's a Night Stalker running around with a gem, flying out momentarily. They already seem to have trouble initiating trouble with vision. Troubles will continue to increase.
Yeah, they even feel confident enough to not give Miracle the Aegis. They put it on Matumba Man. This is generally a bad sign for the other team. Now there is 2 hypercores that you have to deal with. There's still Kuroki with his false promise on the backline that you have to kill before. And Kuro's got a Aether Lens, so he could stay even further away in a better position. This might be checkmate for Team Secret. It feels like it's already checkmate.
They're going to try, though. Secret moving out. They do have their BKBs double damaged and bottled up by mid-1. This could be big.
Darkness ends.
Darkness ends, and maybe the opening comes
Blinks away!
Yapzor, though, crushing onto the Oracle. That's probably the ideal target. Now the lasso comes through on him. Mid-1 can commit. They drag him up, roast him in the flames, and Matumba Man gets aggressive. He fights into this. Miracle joins the fray. They're going to back up their friend here. Still, that Oracle is alive through it all. Kuro survives. Secret are not getting kills with these BKBs. Finally, the Oracle will drop. The Lycan also brought down, but round 2 is much more painful. Miracle still full HP. Fighting forward is the Lycan. Liquid win the fight. 3 fall, they push in.
Well, they got the initiation they were looking for. Unfortunately, they didn't get the kill quickly enough. And meanwhile, Team Liquid.
Oh boy. Miracle. The cojones on this one. Here comes the Rapier. That is going to be huge for taking down these structures, but it's the kills that Miracle seems to want. He's diving from P. He's diving with the Rapier. What's he doing? He has no fear. Kessler just runs away.
I think they're ahead enough, or even if he had lost the Rapier, it would have been fine. So this is more like, hey, we're winning this game so hard. I'm not even worried about giving a Rapier away. We're going to finish the game right now.
Yeah, out comes the Gale. Miracle finally using that Rapier for its proper purpose, which is to bring down buildings. They crush him. They can't control him, though. Liquid, Mega Creeps await. Game 3 awaits. Secret cannot close them out.
Call it GG.
What a shaky start, Lumi. That looked real dicey. Talk about composure. You're down 0-1. You're on the verge of elimination. Your lanes really go awry, and they somehow just stayed calm under pressure. I mean, people look at Kuroki. We've seen him cast before, and he is a very calm guy, and I think that calmness really paid off here for the team.
As much as Team Secret won Game 1 off of Puppy's play with his Spare Breaker, I felt like 4 picks into the Game 2, the panel was like, what do you do against this Chaos Knight? What do you do against PL? And Kuro has the balls to pick an Alchemist, which traditionally on paper isn't a good pick against those heroes, but they were able to play around it through some awkward lanes, awkward ganks, but they played it better. I mean, that first rotation into the jungle where Team Secret fought next to the shrines, remember that, where Kuro TB'd in, tapped the shrine, made sure they saved Matumba Man, and throughout that 2 minutes of fighting, Miracle got free farm. I think that might have been like the big turn of the game.
Well, poised under pressure here, Liquid, they force us to go the distance. Game 3 awaits.
Miracle, of course, we've been looking for a game where he goes off and indeed buying the Rapier at the end, letting us know he was there to close out and had no fear. Team Liquid ties it up 1-1, and I want to talk a little bit about how Team Liquid was able to stabilize after the early game. Walk me through it a little bit.
Well, you just with an Alchemist, it's sometimes the laning phase doesn't go exactly as planned, but you get to like level 5 on Alch, you start spamming acid spray on the waves, then you retreat to the jungle, and all of a sudden you have a Radiance, and you're 20k net worth ahead of your next opponent. So Alchemist, a great last pick. We've seen it a couple times this tournament, having success here as well.
Yeah, they have a lot of timings where the game slows down, right? When it's nighttime, it's pretty hard for Secret to move around. They don't feel that comfortable. And the Venomancer was feeding, but like he keeps getting levels, right? And then he'll have these level 4 Plague Wards, and sure, you kill him, but like it doesn't lead to anything. The wave will die to his wards, and you have to back off and heal. And the Alchemist farms.
I thought this draft was a lot more Team Liquid than their previous drafts, at least we've seen here on the main stage. They got the Lycan from Matumba Man, Miracle on a hero that he can carry, and they finally picked a stun, and hey, they found results. Game 3.
That's all it takes. 1 stun. Too easy, huh?
I mean, that CK, it felt like he didn't really have a place. At least I thought after that Peel pick, those 2 heroes it felt like it forced CK into a position where he had to run around on the map and try to make moves and get kills because he was that stun. But he was not able to do so most of the time. We saw him run around when he was level 2 going to mid, and I felt a bit like he needed to be farming a bit more. He needed to be bigger in order for this CK once you reach heart or once you read a couple items on the CK, the illusions are a very big problem, but he kind of never got there because he had to run around on the map.
They didn't really have any synergy between Chaos Knight and CK. Sometimes we see CK get away with being the #2 net worth hero on his team behind somebody like an Invoker from like what we've seen from OG, but CK and PL don't really work too well together. And generally, like in a lineup like that, you would want to see CK and PL at the top of the net worth for your team, but they just weren't there. There wasn't enough space.
Yeah, I mean, it was really shocking to see how quickly CK actually wound up falling in a few of those fights. I mean, especially when Alchemist got the double damage runes, and it was what, 3-shot, 4-shot? And I mean, I know double damage runes help a lot, but he had way less farm and way less levels than I would have expected at that point in the game.
They were also really, really tanky. And not only did they have Kuroki and Oracle to back them up, but the amplified damage from Slardar was constantly dispelled by Oracle's, I don't know, Q spell? I don't know what you call it. But you know,
Fortune's End.
The red laser thing that flies out.
Just mix some words together that have to do with fate and destiny and all that good stuff.
Fire. Don't
yeah,
fire.
you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, kept dispelling amplified magic throughout the whole game, and Slardar was kind of a useless pick at that point.
Yeah. No, like the way they have to win this is like they have to play so fast. Like they have to kind of move at level 2 with CK, probably a bit later, and then they have to dive the tower. And when they Liquid TP in, they have to kill them again and again. And hopefully they get the tower. I don't know really how they get it, but they get it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like
the farm though. Don't you think so?
He has to get farm through kills. Like I think that's how it had to work.
And indeed, Chaos Knight was unable to really get that much stuff going. Purge, talk to us a little bit about what you thought about the early game, the mid game, what Secret needed to do, or how Team Liquid was able to crush.
Well, I can cover some of that stuff. I'm actually really glad you guys are talking about Chaos Knight because I've been thinking about the hero a lot and I'm just not quite sold on him yet. He has a lot of great benefits such as great base stats. His level 1 stun does a lot of damage, has pretty good stun duration, and they used it really well this game to actually pressure the Lycan almost at the start of the game. Boom, he loses half of his HP. He's having trouble laning here. They even did this again a little bit later. This is the first blood, actually, where they're able to move forward, use Maledict, and follow it up with a Chaos Knight stun to actually pressure the lanes well. That part about Chaos Knight is very good once he has a little bit of mana regen, that kind of stuff. Does end up dying over here. But what he ends up doing afterwards, and I've seen a lot of teams do this, I know you guys were talking about you didn't like that he had to be the person to move across the map. I feel like this is the only way that teams feel he actually works as a hero right now, because this is consistently what players do with Chaos Knight. They move across the map, they try to contribute with these early kills, and he is actually very good with that. With Reality Rift, you can pull somebody out of position. It basically gives you a really early Blink Dagger just by having some levels and some farm, and then immediately afterwards runs all the way back to his lane, kind of role-playing the Chaos Knight sort of thing. So he can initiate ganks, and he does help your team with early fights, but I personally don't think he can farm very fast, and I'm sure you guys would agree with me on that one. He doesn't do better than an Alchemist. He doesn't do better than most carries just sitting in his lane, so he has to do this kind of rotation thing. And it works really well because, again, he can always have he can turn his rotations into a gank every single time that he has mana. And he doesn't take a whole lot of mana to actually attempt these kinds of little ganks. But in the late game scenarios, he just has a lot of troubles. He's all about his ultimate, basically, and getting a lot of value out of strength. And he just can't compete with the other carries. So he has to get way ahead or ensure that they don't have illusion counters. Otherwise, Chaos Knight kind of falls flat. But they did a pretty good job in the early game. Just doesn't always go to the end.
And I'm curious, Kevin, in terms of Chaos Knight, you spoke about the idea that you're not really feeling him too much right now. Is it that there were heroes that were needed to set up for him better, or just that in general he doesn't seem to follow through?
He's got the setup. That's the thing, but he can't just fall back and continue to gain farm at a really fast rate. There's a lot of heroes that do that far better than he does. So yes, he gets all these early kills and things like that, but I feel like once there's a lot of damage over time skills, he has a lot of trouble re-engaging. He's weak to stuns. There's just like a big plethora of things that he's weak against. And if they have AoE at all, I feel like he's kind of worthless at some stage because he won't be overfarmed and he will be cleared by those. So it's a hard problem to solve.
A couple times that I've seen CK be successful is he did stay in lane and he farmed a Midas. And with that Midas, he was able to keep up with the rest of the other carries in the game. But with the early movements, he was committed to this roaming style. And he got a couple kills that just, you know, with Alchemist, it's tough, man. You got to be on top of it.
Yeah, you really need that farm. I was also considering if he actually has to go kind of in the lane, farm a Midas, and then just try to keep farming. But I think that was the problem with their PL pick, is that this PL pick forced them a bit because PL doesn't like sitting in a mid lane against Alchemist. He just gets acid spray, and then he kind of eventually has to run away. The Alchemist will free farm, and so you saw that they were forced to make a few rotations towards this mid lane to kind of help out. And I think this led to CK not being able to just sit in a lane and farm. And ultimately, I think that led to them not being able to kind of fight Liquid's lineup.